everyone, I'm Dr. Mazia from Department of Physiology, Faculty of Medicine, University of Malaya. So in this video, I will show you what are the items needed for esports exergaming tennis, how to set it up, and all the functions that are for the equipment. So first I will introduce to you all the equipments that you will be receiving. So I will post this to you, and these are the equipments that you will receive. So you have the retractable cord extension wire. This is about 7 meters with 2 slots and individual switches. You also receive the extension cord wire with 4 slots and individual switches. You receive 2 PS3 Move controllers. This is attached to the mini USB. You receive the PS3 eye camera along with the eye camera clip. You also receive 1 DualShock remote control. You also get 3 mini USB cables. This is the mini USB cables. So there's also a picture that shows the individual items here, so you can view it very closely. You also get a charging dock. So this is the charging dock for your PS3 Move controller. You get two pin UK plug power supply. So this is the power supply. One is for your charging dock, and the other one is for the PS3 console. You either receive the audio video cable for you to attach your PS3 to the TV. So you have 2 versions, the AV cable, audio video cable, or you can also receive the HDMI cable. So both of these can actually work. So I'll give you either one or both. Okay. And then this is the PS3 console. This is called the PS3 Super Slim version. So you can see that the Super Slim version is a bit lighter, and it can be opened here to place your seat. As for the game, you receive each the Sports Champion 2 discs. Some of you may also receive the digital version, which has only been downloaded in the PS3. Okay, so you can just view it in the PS3 without having the physical copy. So next is setting up your PS3 console. So as you can see, if you look at your PS3, the front part has 2 slots for USB cables, and the back part has quite a few slots. This is for the power supply. You can ignore this. This is for the HDMI. This is for the audio video cable, and this is for the Ethernet cable. So in order for you to determine whether you want to use the AV video cable or the HDMI, it actually depends on your television. If your television has an AV video output, I recommend you can also use that, or you can also use the HDMI cable. So it depends on the type of TV you have. Okay. So what you need to do is, you just take your AV power supply cable and you secure it nicely into the AV power supply output here. It's a 2-pin 3-plug UK plug, and I would personally prefer the audio video cable. So I prefer to use this because the main reason is because from my experience, the HDMI cable it burns easily if you play for a very long period of time, because it uses a higher output. Thus, the temperature tends to rise very quickly if you play for a very long period. So I prefer to use the AV cable because the power supply usage is not as high as the HDMI. So if you can see the AV cable, you can just secure the end part here. This is the cable end part, so the PS3 cable part. So you just secure it placed nicely here. Okay, so you can see that the AV cable has 3 outputs: the red one, the yellow one, and the white one. Okay, you can also use the HDMI cable here. but it depends on you. So you only need to use only one. So don't put both at the same time because it will ruin your PS3. Okay. So in order for you to start assembling the game, so you just need to attach the retractable extension cord to the power supply, and then attach the 4 extension gang to the retractable cord power supply, and then start your TV here. So this, if you can see, there's a 4 gang slot here. So one is for the TV, the other one is for the PS3 console, and the third one is for your PS3 controller charger. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is you just take the PS3 camera, and then you take your clip. You can see the clip, there's a retractable slot here that you can open, and also there's a pocket slot here. So this pocket slot, you place your PS3 eye camera into the pocket slot, and then you can place it on top of your TV and secure the back version of the extendable slot, and then secure it nicely on your TV. So the buttons that you need to utilize in order to start the TV, because the TV will not have any remote control, so all you need to do is to switch on the TV, just click here. This is the power button. You have quite a few number of buttons here. So you can see the label says here power supply, the menu, input, channel, and also the volume. So in order to start the TV, all you need to do is press the button here, and it will start. Okay, so there's this, in order for you to set up the PS3, all you need to do is, in order to open the PS3, there are 2 ways. You can just slide it open physically here, or if you see here at the left side, there's an eject button here. So you can press this button and the top part will actually open. So in order for you to switch on the PS3, go to the right, you can see that there's a switch on button here, so you can press it. So this switch on button also functions as to reconnect and reset the communication between your PS3 and the TV. So in case if you use a larger TV dimension and you need to reset the setting for your PS3 to appear on your TV, you can press this power on button for a very long time, like for 30 seconds, and it will reset the output settings in your TV or monitor or projector. So you can press this button for 30 seconds. Okay. Okay, so this is at the back of the TV that I'm currently using. So if you can see, there's an AV video cable input here. So all you need to do is input the cable slots into the respective colors. So you can see the red one is here, the white one is here, and the yellow one is here. Okay, so in case if you want to use the HDMI cable instead, you can see the HDMI slot here. You can just input it here. Okay. So when you first start up the video game, you will see this notification saying that you need the PlayStation Move controller required. So first of all, you need to connect the mini USB to the slot here. You can see there's a PS3 slot here, 2 slots for mini USB. So the first one is the mini USB. You can attach it to your DualShock first. So once you've attached it, you can actually see that there's a lighting here. Start flicker. All you need to do is press the PS button here at the middle, and it will recategorize your DualShock 3 controller into the first player. So this will be your main control until you've connected the Move motion controller. Okay. So next, you have to connect the PS3 Move camera cable. So this is the cable for the PS3 Move. So you need to connect it here. Okay. And the system will actually detect the PS3 camera. So this is the PS3 Slim version. You can see that it's slightly larger and heavier. So the power button is here and the eject button is here. So if you need to input the CD, you just need to put it into the slot here and push it slightly. Okay. And then in order for you to eject the CD, you can just press here. So for the PS3 Slim version, it's not recommended for you to leave the disc inside for a very long time because it can get stuck in there and it can ruin very easily. Okay, so in order to put in your CD, so it's a sports champion game, you just press the middle button here, release it, press the eject button, and place the CD into the PS3 securely until there's a clicking sound, and then you can switch it, close it, and if you can see the TV, it will start reading. So there's the spot. So if you look at the PS3 Move at the back, you can see that there's a small spot here. This small spot is called the reset button. So all you need to do is press the reset button. So in order to do that, you either need to use a very small size screw or a clip that you can straighten up, and then you can press the button here. So you need to press it for about at least 10 seconds for it to be able to reset. So once you reset the Move controller, you can actually connect it to a different PS3 altogether, and then it will be connected once you input the USB power supply here. And then all you need to do is just press the middle part of the button, and then it will automatically connect to a new PS3 once you have reset the button. Okay, so next, once you've resetted the PS3 Move controller, you just take the mini USB cable that you've already attached to your PS3 and you connect it to your Move controller. Okay, securely. All you need to do, if the TV says please connect a PlayStation Move motion controller, you just need to press the PS button here at the middle just once, and then just wait for a few seconds for it to start connecting. So you can see the TV has already connected, the system has already connected to the PS Move once you've reset it. So in case you don't reset it, then you need to do it. Okay, so now this is the PlayStation Eye camera activation mode. The first thing you need to do is you need to calibrate it. Okay. Okay, so now this is the flicking light. So you know that you have to calibrate it. So there's a front button here and a trigger button at the back. So you need to put it in a comfortable position and you press the front button and the trigger back button simultaneously in order for you to calibrate the controllers. So once the lighting has stopped flickering, you know that the controller has been calibrated. So once you've connected it and you've already calibrated the controller, so in order for you to charge the Move controller and play it with a free hand, so you just need to detach the cable. So to charge it independently, that means you're not depending on the PS3 console, you have your charging dock. Okay? So as I mentioned, your charging dock, it has the power input supply. So you have the 2-pin power input, so you just need to put it in, slot it in, and it's attached to the UK pin plug. And also you have the USB cable, mini USB, so you just need to slot it in. Remember, we'll be giving you 3 USB mini cables. Okay, supply pin. So all you need to do is attach it to the power supply, and to start charging, just slot it into your Move controller. So if you can see, the red light here indicates that it is charging. So if it's flicking, that means it's charging. So if it stops flicking, it's either it stops flicking, that means it has already been fully charged. So for your safety and for the lifetime of the battery, I suggest you don't charge it more than 12 hours. Usually the max is 12 hours for it to be fully charged. Okay, so you can just disconnect it once you fully charge. So there's two slots. You can charge two controllers simultaneously, and just don't forget, you can also charge your DualShock using the same charger. So it's the same charger and the same cable, so you can place it. So you can also charge. So also, if you look at this, if it's flickering, usually it's charging, and if it stops flickering, usually it's been fully charged. So for this one, the battery is you just need to charge it for about 3 to 6 hours usually, not 12 hours, because the battery load for the DualShock is actually shorter. Okay. So in order to start the game, so you just need to press the front button here as indicated, and then you go to the, it depends on whether you want to play the free play mode. Free play mode is it depends on whether it's you want to play in a different level, or you can also use the cup play mode. So you can just press. So first of all, you need to choose your avatar, so your champion. You can actually press it here to change your champion name, or you can change your champion options. So you can change the handedness for all sports, whether you're right-handed or you're left-handed or custom. Okay, so you can also choose your control preference here, one motion controller or two. Usually for tennis, you need to use one motion controller, and you can also edit the appearance of your avatar. So depending on whether you want to change the gender to male or female, the hair type, and you can just toy around with this to play with the avatar. Okay, so once you're done, you can start playing either the cup play mode or the free play. So if you go to the free play mode, you hover to the rightmost to get to the tennis. You can choose whether to learn how to play here, and you can start playing your game. So if you want to play solo, you can just skip this add player part and start playing with the AI, and you can just press the confirm button and it will start. Or you can play the cup play mode, over to the rightmost to get to the tennis. So you need to unlock the cup play modes. So you first start with the bronze mode, so you have to fight the subsequent opponents and the bosses here before you can unlock the silver cup, gold cup, and so on and so forth. So for you to train for the tournament, I suggest you use the tennis cup, since the pre-play mode is kind of too easy for you to be able to train. So if you use the cup play mode for the tennis, it's actually trying to orientate or train you into becoming a better tennis Exergaming player. So once you're done playing the game, you don't need to clean it up, just leave it as is. But one thing very important is, I hope you can actually switch off the main power supply there, because it will melt the cables and the equipment very easily if you don't switch it off, especially if the power supply is unstable. So that's the only thing you need to do, switch off the main power supply, leave it as is, no need to clean it up. If you pull out the cables too often, the equipment may spoil very easily. So that's about it, and enjoy your game. So once you switched off the game, you can just press the eject button to open the slot and take the CD. You can actually just leave the CD there, but this is for the PS3 super slim version. For the slim version, it's not recommended for you to leave the CD there because sometimes it gets prone to be stuck there forever. So you need to go to the mechanic to actually remove the disc. So it's kind of like a bit risky. But for the super slim version, because you need to place it there and not just insert it, then it's fine. Okay, so once you are charging, you can actually simultaneously use it with the PS3. So while it's charging, you can actually use it for the PS3 while it's still switching on. But the only problem is you first have to connect it to the PS3. So once it's been connected, you can charge it, and you can actually, if you can look at the TV, it's actually still connected even though it's charging to a different charging dock. So it's as long as you've connected it first, you can still charge it and use it simultaneously. It's just that you won't have the free movement because it's connected to a cable. So that's the only difference. But at least first connect it to your PS3 first, then only charge it. Okay, in order for you to switch off the game, to log out of the game, you can either use the Move controller or the DualShock. So all you need to do is press the PS button. For the Move controller, it's here, and for the DualShock, it's here. Okay, so you can just press it, and then there's an option that comes out to quit the game. So you just press the X button, the O button, either the X or the O button, depending on whether you have the Asian version or the Western version, R1 or R2, and then you hover to yes, and then you press enter. Okay, so you want to quit the game? Yes. And then once you enter the menu mode, you just hover to the left side most where you go to the user and hover to turn off system and press O. And then yes. And you've already switched off the game. So once you're done playing the game, you can just leave it as is. You don't need to clean it up afterwards, because if you pull out the cables too many times, then it will ruin very easily. So just leave it as it is. Just in case you want to play something that's very important in the cabinet here, which has a locker, you can just place it here. In case you want to leave something very precious here, you can just use this. So the password is linked here in the video. Okay, so the password for the keypad, lock pad.